While much of the market fixated on a cooling US jobs report, India's tech sector just delivered a powerful counter-narrative, signaling a potential structural shift. This isn't just about a single day's bounce, it's about the underlying drivers setting Indian equities apart. Nifty IT has jumped over 3.5%, extending a strong rally that has seen the index reach a 5-year low just weeks ago. This rapid rebound is capturing institutional attention. Here's the context. The broad market rally, with Nifty closing above 24,175, is strongly powered by IT stocks. Major players like Infosys, Tech Mahindra, Tata Consultancy Services, and HCL Tech have seen significant jumps, some over 4 to 5% in a single session. This surge arrives at a time when global crude oil prices are easing, providing crucial inflation relief for India, a net oil importer. This cooling crude environment directly improves margins for many sectors and reduces macroeconomic headwinds, making Indian IT more attractive. Why should investors care? This matters because a synchronized rally in IT, especially when FII selling is slowing, points to a broader capital rotation back into Indian equities. The market appears to be pricing in a more favorable domestic environment, less reliant on extreme global growth narratives, and more focused on structural earnings visibility. Prashant Jain even suggests Nifty could eye 24,500 to 24,800 in July if crude remains cool and FII selling continues to moderate. So, who benefits? Clearly, the major IT service providers are seeing renewed institutional participation. Companies like Mphasis and Persistent Systems are key beneficiaries of this IT rally. But that's not the only signal. The government is also lining up PSU stake sales, potentially cushioning the budget hit from oil, which could lead to further capital inflows into public sector undertakings and other energy-related entities as crude prices remain subdued. This means a wider array of domestic equities could soon feel the positive ripple effects. But that is only part of the story. While India's tech shines, the global tech landscape is flashing warning signs. South Korea's Kospi plunged a staggering 8%, extending a 2-day slide. This bloodbath isn't isolated. Japanese stocks also saw their biggest foreign weekly sell-off since March, with the tech rally cooling dramatically. Semiconductor giants like Samsung and SK Hynix crashed up to 14%. This creates a striking divergence with India's performance. Here's where things become interesting. This global tech weakness, particularly in chip stocks, is linked to broader US economic signals. The S&P 500 erased jobs-fueled gains as chipmakers sunk, with SanDisk sliding 10%. CoreWeave and Nebius, key AI cloud stocks, also plunged significantly. This happens even as Jeff Bezos' family office backed 5 AI startups in June, highlighting a growing divergence between private and public market sentiment and concerns about AI debt. It suggests that while AI remains a long-term theme, the immediate valuation extensions are under pressure. Supporting evidence extends beyond just tech. US construction spending barely inched up in May, with homebuilding weak. Furthermore, US factory and durable goods orders have fallen, signaling a slowdown in the real economy. This broader economic moderation in the US acts as a counterargument to any excessively bullish global growth narrative, explaining the recent pressure on certain cyclical and growth-sensitive sectors globally. It also underscores why a focus on domestic resilience in India becomes more compelling. That leads us to a bigger question: what are the global macro implications? The US hiring slowed sharply, curbing job market momentum. This softer June employment report is significant because it dims previous hawkish Fed rate hike bets. BlackRock's Rick Rieder has weighed in, discussing how this impacts Fed rate cuts and yields. This shift in Fed expectations is a major global macro driver, influencing everything from currency movements to capital allocation decisions. The next signal comes from global rates, FX, and liquidity. Treasuries gained on the weak jobs report, reflecting reduced rate hike expectations. Gold jumped, cresting $62 as soft US job numbers eased fears of aggressive Fed action, making non-yielding assets more attractive. However, here in India, the rupee's bounce fizzled. Merchant and arbitrage flows extended the rupee's losing streak, even as the dollar slumped globally, partly due to thinning RBI intervention. And now, to commodity markets. Oil deepened its slide as Saudi exports reached 90% of pre-war levels, contributing significantly to the cooling crude prices we discussed earlier. This is a critical policy tailwind for India. On the other hand, silver prices have seen a notable crest. Looking ahead, America runs on natural gas. Fuel is set to surpass oil as the US top energy source by 2030. This shift impacts global energy strategies and long-term commodity demand, favoring specific energy plays with natural gas exposure. This brings us to capital flow implications. The overall IPO wave is building in India, with a 4.7 trillion rupee pipeline setting the stage for H2CY26, with NSE and Jio in focus. SBI Mutual Fund is even planning its IPO. Citi also became the #1 investment banker in India, earning $60 million in the last 6 months, underscoring institutional confidence. NRIs are looking to park their dollars, with Ujjivan SFB and DBS offering competitive FCNR rates. This signals sustained domestic and diaspora interest in Indian assets, offsetting some FII volatility. Considering these factors, several names are on breakout watch. Indian IT giants, as mentioned, are showing relative strength. Yes Bank is also on our radar. Its subsidiary just received major relief as NSE lifted a ban before the deadline, effective 1st July. This significantly improves their operating environment and earnings visibility. Vedant oil and gas shares have jumped 20% since listing last month, driven by strong commodity demand. And Exide surges as lead prices hit 2025 lows, with the stock up 40% in 3 months. These present compelling setups. Conversely, a few areas enter trim consideration. Certain mid-cap stocks have tanked up to 55% in just 1 year, indicating potential overextension or sector-specific headwinds. Paint stocks have tumbled up to 48% from their peaks, suggesting valuation reassessment after extended growth expectations. And HFCL shares slipped nearly 7% this week after a 212% rally. While structural momentum might persist, it's prudent to consider trimming positions in names that have seen significant extensions without corresponding fundamental shifts, especially as liquidity shifts globally. The forward-looking market setup for India appears robust, especially with macro headwinds easing and large caps poised to outperform, as noted by Prashant Jain. The focus remains on domestic consumption, infrastructure, and manufacturing, coupled with a resilient financial sector. The approval of 51 real estate projects in Gurugram further bolsters the infrastructure narrative. India's hidden semiconductor advantage and Paisalo digital betting on AI and Nvidia chips highlight a long-term growth story. This contrasts with global tech and manufacturing showing signs of strain, making India a relative outperformer in the current cycle. To stay ahead of these structural capital rotations and navigate both domestic strengths and global uncertainties, make sure to subscribe to SMANI News. We'll continue to deliver institutional-grade analysis directly to you, helping you make informed investment decisions in an ever-evolving market. We'll see you in the next breakdown.